Hey there, Darkstar here. We're back with leg 2 of the Citation X tour. We are in Jackson Hole, and today we're going to fly back up north to Churchill, up in Canada. Open luggage compartment.
I'll open the luggage compartment now.
We have co-pilot all set up. Help us with various tasks. Can control a lot of stuff in the cockpit and other stuff too. I'll deal with that in a minute. Let's get the camera issue sorted out here. That's a little better. All right, so we've got a route planned in SimBrief. Let's just check on this real quick. Make sure we're still on. I checked it was X-ray. Yes. Winds calm, visibility 10, 3 degrees, 299.6. Okay. Departing at runway 19. Okay. No sim. Let's check our settings real quick before we get very far into this. Yeah, I was thinking that might be on. We want that off. And I think that's it. Okay, let's get our weights loaded. We are all in the green. All right, everything's ready for people to onboard once we get there. This is my second time running through this. 45 minutes wasted on the first pass, and I could not get the avionics stuff working, so something was broken. Hoping it works this time. So we will see. All right, so we want a standby test, no light, so standby power on, emergency arm, battery 1 and 2 on, ECAS power, APU start, gonna go master on, test, okay, lights up here, down here. There we go, light out. Generator on. Bleed on. Okay. Let's get the IRSs started to align. That will take a while. FMS, let's see. First we need to get avionics power on. Okay. Okay, this time it loaded. Before, like, it did not load, and I couldn't even load waypoints. Like, I was trying to enter it manually, it wouldn't enter. Like, I messed around with a bunch of stuff, and it just wasn't working. Alright, we are loaded now. Let's do the performance init stuff. Okay. Sync that. Permanent. Fuel required. Why is fuel required so high? We're gonna try to trust SimBrief, I think. Alright, we need to load departure. Runway 19, keep on 3, and do that. Arrival runway is 33. We were going to do the RNAV 33, no sim. Oh, I wonder if this does activate mean load or activate the approach? I guess we'll find out. Okay, I think that's okay. Okay, I think that's good. Let's step through the flight plan here. Okay, there is a discontinuity that we don't want. I was expecting that. Okay, that looks good. Still aligning. We did all the perf stuff, right? Performance, we'll do that in a bit. Takeoff. Okay, takeoff we can do now. Winds were calm. That's okay. Next. Confirm. Under 3,000 feet, so about half the runway. Climb. Cruise, descent, landing, we will fill out when we're ready. Okay, while that gets aligned, let's go ahead and get some radio stuff done. Let me make sure we're in position to do this here. Let's see. Okay, we got Doors open, luggage is ready to load. Let's deal with our lights. Nav lights on.
Nav lights on.
Passenger safety on.
Passenger safety is now on.
There we go. Alright, now we go to SkyOps. 2211. SkyOps, Citation 0 Delta X-Ray. Would like to pick up a VIP transfer going to Charlie Yankee Yankee Quebec.
Mission on request. This will take a minute or two. Citation 750 Delta X-Ray SkyOps, good morning. Got a mission that needs to get going right now. VIP transfer to Charlie Yankee Yankee Quebec. You're transporting Senator Jonathan Smith from Wyoming, heading to a political rally in Churchill, Manitoba. He's got his chief of staff and security with him. We're sending your crew over now. Expect to be airborne in a few minutes. Last mission you flew was an executive business trip out of Barrow. Let us know when you're ready for skids up.
Okay, we got Murphy on SkyOps. Thanks for donating your voice.
Good morning, Captain. We're getting everyone settled and the luggage loaded. I'll let you know when we are secure and ready.
Is everyone secure and ready?
Captain Dark, everyone's buckled up and ready to go. Just like our last adventure from PABR. Let's make this another smooth journey.
Sounds good. Alright, so... Close the luggage compartment.
Close luggage compartment check.
Close entry door.
Close entry door check.
Have ground remove chocks.
I'll have ground remove the chocks now.
Nice. Alright. Throttle calibration looks good. I wish this would remember where I put it, because it is so hard to get it to go back to where I want for some reason. Okay. Okay, we're still waiting on this, but we can do other things, I think, while we do that. Let's see. Okay. All right, there we go. And I cannot remember who we contact here for clearance. Let's see, we want clearance. There is no clearance that I can see. Well, let's just check the ATIS real quick.
KS. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
Okay, it's still X-ray. Clearance citation 750 Delta X-ray. Would like to pick up our IFR clearance to Charlie Yankee Quebec with information X-ray.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Jackson ground unable. No IFR flight plan on file. File flight plan and advise when ready.
I think I do, Quebec. It's IFR, right? IFR? Yeah. Jackson ground, citation 750 Delta X-ray would like our IFR clearance to Charlie Yankee Quebec with information X-ray.
Clearance on request, stand by. Citation 0 Delta X-ray, you still have an open flight plan. Please be sure to close that one first via the new flight button.
What? Clear to Churchill via the Teton 3 departure. Then as filed, climb and maintain 11,000, expect flight level 370 to 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 1235, squawk 1234. Let's see what it says. Huh.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, read back correct.
That's not a correct readback. So I don't know what some things are. Yeah, we don't have our clearance yet. Clearance citation 750 Delta X-ray. We'd like to pick up our IFR clearance to Charlie Yankee Quebec with information X-ray.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
I think we're going to have to abandon our...
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Salt Lake Center. You still have an open flight plan. Please be sure to close that one first via the new flight button.
Okay. That means we have to start over with SkyOps too. SkyOps 0 Delta X-ray would like to pick up a VIP transfer going to Charlie Yankee Quebec.
Give me a minute. Let me see what we've got. I'll get back to you in a minute or two.
I wonder if we can...
Citation 750 Delta X-ray SkyOps, good morning. Got a mission for you right now. VIP tech entrepreneur headed to Charlie Yankee Quebec for a product launch. They're eager to get there for a big event. 2 passengers. We're sending your crew over now. Expect to be airborne soon.
Okay, we're done with them on the radio technically, so... Jackson ground, citation 750 Delta X-ray. We'd like to get our IFR clearance to Charlie Yankee Yankee Quebec with information X-ray.
Stand by, you're number 1.
Man, everything's going wrong today.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Jackson ground, cleared to Charlie Yankee Yankee Quebec. Radar vectors HUKET, then is filed. Climb and maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 43010 minutes
hello,
after
Captain.
departure.
Just getting
Departure on
settled on the
133.25. Squawk 1654. Expect runway 19er.
Cleared to Churchill. Radar vectors HUKET, then is filed. Climb and maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 43010 minutes after departure. Departure on 133.25. Squawk 1654. Expect runway 19 0 Delta X-ray.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, read back correct.
Jackson ground 0 Delta X-ray, ready for push and start.
Hello and welcome aboard this flight with the esteemed airline. Airplanes are just flying buses.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, push and start approved. Tail south.
And alongside me is Toby, who is here to make sure I don't accidentally
Push and start tail south, 0 Delta X-ray.
destination of Churchill Airport, where the weather is as unpredictable as our captain's flying skills. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes
Who told?
and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any help, just holler at one of us, but be gentle. We're not trained for emergencies, just for serving snacks. So sit back, relax, and let's hope our captain doesn't forget how to land this thing.
Man, it's been a while.
Cabin attendants, arm doors, and cross-check. Welcome aboard Flight 2455 to Churchill Airport. Our
Other
estimated
south.
flight time is just over 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is about the same time it takes to watch a really bad movie. So you're welcome. Please pay close attention to the upcoming safety demonstration, as it contains vital information, even for those of you who think you could fly this thing better than our captain, Dark Star. Now fasten your seatbelts like you're trying to hold on to your dignity after that last date. Return your seat backs and tray tables to the upright position and open those window blinds so you can see how high we are, hopefully higher than our captain's last attempt at landing. Mobile phones must be in flight mode, and remember, smoking is a no-go, even if you think it'll calm your nerves about flying with Dark Star. If the oxygen masks drop, pull them down, place them over your face, and breathe normally, just like you do when you realize you've forgotten your wallet at home. Life vests are located under your seats, and if you need to use them, please inflate them only after leaving the aircraft. Emergency lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which may be behind you. So, if you see a light, don't think it's a
All right,
sign
we
from
have good
above.
start pressure.
Just get out. In case of evacuation, leave
This
all your
goes
belongings
closed.
behind, including any embarrassing selfies. If any of your devices start to smoke or feel hot,
Okay,
let
more
us
than
know
30
immediately,
PSI,
because we're not
right
equipped
engine
to deal
start.
with spontaneous combustion. Finally, the safety information card is in the seat pocket in front of you, and it's more entertaining than our captain's flying skills. Thank you for your attention, and let's hope for a smooth flight.
Okay, monitor ITT and oil pressure and for hydraulics. We're good on hydraulics. Everything else coming up, looking okay. No hot start. Alright, so now we want to go open.
November 6882, ready to taxi.
November 6882, runway 19er taxi via Delta Alpha.
Okay, want that on that.
Runway 19er taxi via Delta Alpha November 6882.
Oh, you know what? We've got the APU on. We can just we can just start. Really, we don't need cross bleed. I think is the APU. So let's just keep it simple. Generator's already on, so left start. I guess if you want to turn your APU off, you do cross start, right? Okay, oil pressure's coming up. ITT oil tip on the rise. Hydraulic pressure is good. We're not using a GPU. This bleed air can come off now. And this generator can come off. Alright, now I think we want to verify some pressures here. So we want the right engine off. Back open. Well, I think that actually should have been closed and then open. Verify that goes off, and then left closed. Verify zero pressure. Right engine high pressure. Verify on. And now we should be good, no matter which one we pick. I'd like to turn these down a couple of clicks. Okay. This is all good. That beacon light's on. That should have come on.
Beacon lights are now on.
Passenger safety is good. We'll do taxi lights here in a moment when we get clearance, where engines are all started and our bleed air is good. And flight controls, we want to go here. And we want to verify that everything does the right things. Okay. Fuel, hydraulics, electrics are on. All good there. Alright, now let's get our trim. Flaps 15. I think that's slats. Flaps 5. Flaps 15. Speed brakes are stowed. IRS is aligned. ECAS is good. Is that pitot heat on?
I don't know how to do that. Did you mean pitot heat?
Pitot heat on.
Pitot heat on?
Heat on. Window heat on.
Window heat on.
Alright, what were we cleared to? Uh, 1-0. Which I'm not very happy about. Heading,
November 330 Whiskey Romeo, ready to taxi. November 330 Whiskey Romeo, runway 19er taxi via Delta Alpha. Runway 19er taxi via Delta Alpha, November 330 Whiskey Romeo.
okay, this is right on the water, so 0 is correct. I think. Alright, let's just make a pass through here. This is all okay for now. This is all good. Anti-ice, lights. Pressurization, pneumatics, and we're going to get our clearance, get taxi light on in a moment. Trims are set. Okay. We are all buttoned up. Doors are good. Jackson ground, citation 750 Delta X-ray is ready to taxi.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, runway 19er taxi via Alpha.
Runway 19er taxi via Alpha, 0 Delta X-ray. Is that weather standby? Weather radar. May not do it.
Weather radar set to standby.
Nice. Okay. Alright. Brakes off. Steering and brake check.
Skylark 605, runway 19er taxi via Delta Alpha.
Alright, let's
Runway
check
19er taxi via Delta
reversers.
Alpha, Skylark 605.
Oh, come on. And we're good. V-speeds loaded, flight instruments look good. All right, anti-ice is set. I've anti-ice on air so many times, I need to go clean that up. Seatbelt, shoulder harnesses, doors, dividers, slidings. Cockpit door closed.
Cockpit door is now closed.
In this plane, I might have to turn on auto setting the transponder because it is a pain in the keister. Which needs to go to 1654. Go nav, tune, next. 1654. On that, and then make sure it's on down here by clicking that and turning that dial. Best I can tell anyway. Yaw dampener, mock trim are on. Speed brakes are retracted. Trim, flap set for takeoff. Transponder, TARA. Keto heat on. Exterior lights will be set in a moment. Set strobe on.
Strobe lights are now on.
Set landing lights on.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact tower
Landing lights are now on.
118.075. Have a good morning.
Power on 118.075. Thank you. Have a good one. 0 Delta X-ray. All right. We'll just do our final checks when we get up here. And then we'll contact tower. I don't know if it's a high altitude or what, but it seemed like it taxied without needing to throttle before. Alright, let's run through our tests, which is here.
Skylark 605, hold short of runway 1.
Okay.
Runway 1, Skylark 605.
Landing gear. Good. Fire alarm. Check. Thrust reverser lights. Check. Flat warnings. Caution and audible. Windshield temp. Check. Overspeed. Angle of attack shaker. And annunciator lights. Everything's on. Alright, those tests are done. Now we take this up to about, hold the brakes. Throttle up to about 40. enunciators. Tower citation 750 Delta X-ray holding short runway 19er.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Jackson Tower, runway 19er, winds 360 at 4. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff runway 19, citation 0 Delta X-ray.
Approaching runway 19.
Okay, altimeter set.
On runway 19 remaining 6,100 feet.
Alright, takeoff power set. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. Little forward pressure. B1. Rotate, positive rate, gear up, flaps up, reducing throttle to climb. Let's go, auto throttle on.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact departure.
Going to departure on 13325, 0 Delta X-ray. Departure, citation 750 Delta X-ray with you at 8,400, climbing 10,000.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Salt Lake Center, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 360, turn right heading 350, vectors to HUKET, then on course.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, turn right heading 350, vectors to HUKET, then on course, citation 0 Delta X-ray.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, direct HUKET, then is filed, please.
Dear guests, we've just
Direct HUKET, then is filed 0 Delta X-ray.
hill, except this one is made of clouds and has a captain who thinks he's a stunt pilot. You're now free to use your approved electronic devices in flight mode, so feel free to scroll through your social media and pretend you're not on this flight. Cabin service will begin shortly, so sit tight and prepare for snacks that are probably more exciting than our captain's flying skills. Thank you for flying with airplanes or just flying buses.
Hey, we might get to fly right over the Tetons. How nice. Alright, flaps coming up some more.
Cirrus 97 Zulu, cleared direct final, cleared for the ILS runway 19er approach, descend and maintain 9er 500 feet until established, altimeter 2988.
Okay, flaps fully retracted.
Cleared for the ILS 19er approach, Cirrus 97 Zulu.
Autopilot on. And then we want to go HUKET. And then nav mode. Bye, Jackson Hole. Beautiful area. I've had the pleasure of coming in this here for in real life, camping for a week. Okay, climb out is looking good. Gear is up, flaps are up.
Dear guests, we've
Throttles
now
are
reached the part of
climb.
the flight where you can move about freely, which is great news because it means you can stretch your legs and escape the awkwardness of sitting next to someone who thinks they're a better pilot than our captain, Dark Star. The cabin crew will now begin the snack and beverage service, featuring our delightful signature items like the mystery meat wrap and airline surprise chips. Trust me, they're more exciting than they sound. After we've
Great
served
view
you,
of the
we'll also
peak
have
there.
some exclusive items from the airline
All
shop
right, back at
available.
a climb.
So prepare your wallets for some retail therapy at 30,000 feet. Sit back, relax, and let's hope Dark Star remembers how to land this thing later.
Engine sync fan.
Engine sync set to fan.
Taxi light off.
Say again.
Taxi light off.
Taxi lights are now off.
Landing lights off.
Landing lights are now off.
Oh, I need to put the flaps stuff in the
Air 1
checklist. I
heading Salt
forgot to
Lake
do
Center,
that.
good morning.
Okay, let's just check the pressurization is coming up as expected. Delta's coming up. Probably wouldn't do this in real life. I'm guessing you'd do more like we'll see what happens with that later. Alright, let's go ahead and go standard. And let's see if this works. Stop APU.
Stopping the APU now.
Clicked it to start for some reason. I think when you turn the master off, it turns it off. But I need to fix that.
Cirrus 907 Zulu, contact Jackson Tower on 118.075.
Switching to Jackson Tower on 118.075 East, Cirrus 907 Zulu.
Okay, co-pilot has comms.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Climb and maintain flight level 380. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
How's our fuel doing? We're gonna go gravity crossfeed on. And we could go, just make sure APU's coming down, electric's looking good. weather radar on.
Weather radar is now on.
Go, weather. Okay, autopilot, LNAV, flight level change. Should switch into Mach soon.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, climb and maintain flight level 430.
Climb and maintain flight level 430. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Alright, I got 3 checklist notes so far. Stop APU, too many anti-ice checks, and add flap settings for the co-pilot. Those are especially fun when you're like coming in on final and you can just say set flaps 5, set flaps. Or during takeoff also for retracting flaps without having to do it manually. Although I have a button on my thing.
Salt Lake Center, FedEx 883, flight level 390.
FedEx 883, radar contact.
Okay, so there's no nose wheel steering disconnect or anything, it stays on the whole time. I was wondering if there was a way to turn it off, like, are you supposed to flick it off during takeoff roll or something? Doesn't seem like it. But the rudder gives you very limited nose wheel steering and the tiller gives you much greater nose wheel steering, is what I understand. Apparently you can actually turn the nose wheel 90 degrees. that as a
SkyWest 5788, radar contact.
bit of a crosswind there, 82 knots. So it's all coming back now. It's kind of a cross between a CJ4 and a longitude with a little bit older and more switches, I think. Got the APU the CJ4 doesn't have. CJ4 style avionics, sort of. CJ4 is not too bad for a default plane, at least on PC. Anti-ice on. Just show that it works.
Anti-ice is now on.
Takes a minute to switch all 5 switches. 6. We're at. Anti-ice off.
Anti-ice is now off.
SkyWest 4734, contact Seattle Center on 128.45.
Window heat off.
128.45. SkyWest 4734.
Window heat is now off.
Thanks for the help.
Salt Lake Center, Delta 562, flight level 330.
Delta 562, radar contact.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray is on 12345.
Delta 539, flight level 320.
Delta 539, radar contact.
I'm still yet.
Salt Lake Center, SkyWest 4734, flight level 290.
I'm yet to hear anyone on 12345.
SkyWest 4734, radar contact.
All right, 40,000 feet.
Salt Lake Center, United 1900, flight level 350.
United 1900, radar contact.
Salt Lake Center, Delta 2055, flight level 390.
Delta 2055, radar contact.
All right, 1,000 feet to go. Okay, now do we need... So normally I would reduce throttles to cruise, but I think we're on auto throttle, so I don't think I need to. And we're gonna speed up here for a bit anyway. Okay, so top of climb was at 1543. And we have 4,610 units of fuel. And this is showing our arrival fuel is right at 0, just went up to
Citation
0.1.
0 Delta X-ray, contact Salt Lake Center on 132.4.
Switching to Salt Lake Center on 132.4. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Salt Lake Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning with you, flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Salt Lake Center, good morning. Salt Lake Center, Alaska 358, flight level 350. Alaska 358, radar contact.
Okay, we got
Salt
our
Lake Center, Delta 429, flight level 330.
Delta 429, radar contact.
set seatbelt signs off.
Seatbelt signs are now off.
Feel free to move about the cabin. Let the passengers know they're free to move about the cabin.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now free to move about the cabin, which is great news because it means you can stretch your legs and escape the awkwardness of sitting next to someone who thinks they could fly this thing better than our captain, Dark Star. Just remember, if you see him in the cockpit, maybe keep your distance. He's got a knack for making things a bit bumpy. Enjoy the flight, and don't forget to grab a snack that's probably more exciting than our captain's flying skills.
Alright, we have reached cruise speed of 0.91 and a fraction, which is crazy. And we now have 800 pounds free at our destination.
Salt Lake Center, Alaska 26, flight level 350. Alaska 26, radar contact.
Salt Lake Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray requested direct to Borex. Bravo, Oscar, Romeo, India, X-ray.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, direct Borex approved, resume own navigation.
What do I want to do? Borex. GTF. That'll save us a little bit more fuel and also will avoid the sharper corner that we were going to hit. I'm glad I spelled it out because it translated it to borax. Bravo, Oscar, Romeo, Alpha, X-ray. It's instead of India X-ray. That's one thing they need to work on. Like the voice to text, just, I don't know, it lacks the right context, and it's always a little sketchy. That's one reason they don't enforce language so much. They can't really reliably get the language translated to say if you're doing it right or not. But I'd really I would love a stricter voice mode, but I think we need to get to the point where the language models are actually trained in voice. But I think that's going to be harder. I'm not even sure we know how to do that, really. Can we do it all native, multimodal? You know, you can train a neural network on voice data, but I don't think we have anything at the level of the large language models doing voice yet, natively. Could be wrong, though. Alright, we got a nice cruise going. I wish this had more info on it, like, I shouldn't have to go here to get my ground speed. When we turn this corner, we're going to pick up a nice tail wind. Okay, type of climb here was 4,500 on board. So we were a little bit better than that. 4,600. I wish this gave you your actual time. But it doesn't.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray. Contact Salt Lake Center on 119.75.
119.75.
Contacting Salt Lake Center on 119.75. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Salt Lake Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning, maintaining flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Salt Lake Center, good morning.
Salt Lake Center, Alaska 286, flight level 330. Alaska 286, radar contact.
So this is predicting 3.2 at Borex. 3.1 was on the schedule. Oh, 3.3. And of course, one thing we could do here, we can go to the plan view and we can go forward waypoints and check things, see what's coming up, see where our top of descent is. And our fuel is balanced out, so let's turn off gravity flow.
Salt Lake Center, Alaska 4, flight level 350.
Alaska 4, radar contact. Bonanza 0 Golf Foxtrot, direct final. Cleared for the ILS, runway 27 approach. Descend and maintain 8,000 feet until established. Out of current altitude for 8,000. Cleared for the ILS 27 approach, Bonanza 0 Golf Foxtrot. Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Edmonton Center on 125.05.
Contacting Edmonton Center on 125.05. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Edmonton Center, Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning at flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Edmonton Center identified. Good morning.
Okay, I had to take a break there. We're back. I just paused it. Does not pause and unpause well, I'll say that. Some planes don't even glitch, this one just freaks out. But autopilot stayed on, everything's looking okay.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Edmonton Center on 124.45.
Switching to Edmonton Center on 124.45. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Edmonton Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning at flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Edmonton Center identified. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, let's check out our status since we did that last flight. Yeah, 214 IFR flight hours now. 186 flight hours to go to get senior captain. We need 2 more hours VFR to get instructor. So I need to do that. That's too close to pass up. And then 73 more missions to fleet commander, but we've done 107.
Contact Winnipeg Center on 134.9075.
Over
to Winnipeg Center on 134.9075, the WestJet 342.
Co-pilots, cabin crew, sky ops, tour guides, mentors. Have an angel mission assigned, it says. Do I? To tech entrepreneur to a product launch. I don't think that's a angel mission. I don't know. Oh, I should have done a tour for this. We're only on leg 2. think it's really built for that though. I struggled to get that other one done. On Sea Intentions, the most common route is LA to San Francisco. Second is the reverse. Makes sense. Heathrow is the most popular departure airport. Obviously with more destinations than with others. Huh. KBFI is the most popular arrival airport for some reason. Europe's number one, North America's coming in second right now. 1 to 2 hours and under 4 hours are the most popular flight durations. Totally makes sense. People like the Phoenix A320 the best, and then the PMDGs 737, 777. Flight Sim 2024 is dominating with 80% of the flights. VIP is the most popular mission type, followed by cargo, then search and rescue.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 134.975.
Switching to Winnipeg Center on 134.975. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Amanda's the most popular co-pilot by far.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning. With you, flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center identified. Good morning.
Some of that may be historical though, because they didn't have as many voices before. And so hers was kind of one of the simpler ones. So I just carried over.
Edmonton Center, Air Canada 137, flight level 320.
Okay, that's all the stats I'm gonna go through. Let's see if we can fix some of our issues with the checklist. Okay, APU master goes to 1, then APU starter goes to 1.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 132.375.
Contacting Winnipeg Center on 132.375. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Winnipeg Center, Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning at flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center, identified. Good morning.
I don't see it moving. Ah, okay.
Edmonton Center, Porter
0,
277,
1,
flight
2.
level 300. Porter 277, radar contact.
Okay. That should work next time. I'm gonna mark it as fixed. Okay, let's see. Before taxi, we've got
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 134.325.
Switching to Winnipeg Center on 134.325. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Winnipeg Center, Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning, maintaining flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center, identified. Good morning.
Okay. Now I know what that is.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray. Contact Winnipeg Center on 133.1.
Contacting Winnipeg Center on 133.1. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Winnipeg Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning. Maintaining flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center, identified. Good morning. Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 133.9er.
Switching to Winnipeg Center on 133.9er. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Winnipeg Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning at flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center identified. Good morning.
Okay, here's how our checklist is coming along. These are all the verbal commands I can give. And I want to get, some of these are kind of long, so I'll shorten these up so that this flows onto this page. And the kind of second page will be like after takeoff and the rest of the setup. why this is rolling over so much. We have much longer winds here. I wonder if I could do... Maybe I should use abbreviations. Almost made it. I really want to clean up starting engines as well. see, I put something over here on start APU. Yeah, just for a checklist. It's good enough. Okay, right engine start press. Throttle to idle by 10% into monitor. Right generator on. If it isn't, left engine start. Monitor. Oh, I'm missing the throttle thing in here. Although we could leave it just collapsed as same as right engine. And then technically we don't need the monitor again either. Shoot. Well. I should have just edited it because now I need to copy something else in there. This is starting engines. Because I want to put an explicit check the left generators on. Because you know, it could have tripped off. Although technically that's covered under generator on, right?
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 124.475.
Contacting Winnipeg Center on 124.475. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Winnipeg Center, Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning. With you, flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center identified. Good morning.
Alright, here's the official checklist for a minute. Let's see how we compare. I didn't need to do all that. Okay, APU start, check. Pack isolation valve closed. Verify the start duct pressure is 30 psi. Right engine start. And the throttle idle by 10% in 2. Monitor in-one ITT oil hydraulic pressure. And then I have generator on after that, but they should already be on. So maybe I should just go after. It's only a few seconds in a difference anyway. And then I'll just say generators on.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 126.4.
Contacting Winnipeg Center on 126.4. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Winnipeg Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning, maintaining flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center identified. Good morning.
Okay, ground air service, GPU disconnect, APU bleed air switch off, ECAS, sys engine on the MFD. So we could either do that, or I think we can also do that. I've been preferring to do this because I can see it at the same time very clearly. So I want to play around with these valves for a minute. So I don't see any way to confirm that it's from the right except maybe this one, but I think this one has to do with this valve. Let's just do a quick fuel check. Okay, 1,000 there. We're at Yankee Victor Charlie. Yankee Victor Charlie, we're expecting to have 2.3, we have 2.4, so we're slightly ahead of plan. Okay, so right engine bleed air off, and prior we had set this to close, so it's closed right now. So if we turn that off, do we lose pressure? No, we do not, right? Because it's closed. If we set that to isolated, then we would lose pressure. So in the configuration it has us in, we would not lose pressure, even though it says the pressure should be 0, because we set this to closed here. We've started right and left engine. We turned APU bleed off. When we do this, it does not go to 0. And then it explicitly says open pressures from the left engine and it would go to 0. So either the modeling in the plane is backwards or this is documented backwards. I think this is probably backwards. Maybe this is closed. Maybe I have these backwards. Maybe the one you can see is what it is. That would make more sense. And if that's the case, then this would work, right? So let's leave this the way that it is and assume that my understanding was wrong. Okay, so we do this first with the understanding that the isolation valve is closed. All right. And then the pack isolation valve goes to open. And then pressure should return. And then the left engine bleed air goes off. And then the pressure goes to 0. Okay. Verify pressure. Isolation valve goes to closed. Pressure goes back to 0. Okay, let's save that. Update the PDF. Alright, so then this becomes our starting engine checklist. Unfortunately, I'll try and shorten these up. I don't need to say verify, right?
Citation 0 Delta X-ray. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 33 approach into Churchill. I'll have you descending in about 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Expecting the ILS Zulu approach for runway 33 into Churchill. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Excellent. Now, if we shorten this by 2 lines, the question is, will it fit here? And if it doesn't, can we chew a line or 2 out of here somehow? Like I could buy an ECAS at V speeds kind of a thing. Okay, we got 20 minutes to top of descent. Alright, let's shorten these up first. I'm just going to say THR greater than 30 PSI. I've already shortened that one over here, so I'm just going to do the same thing. And then hydraulic pressure, opposite engine. We can shorten that. The same way we did the other one. What you can do, you can put your abbreviations in here like this, HYD, PRES, and then you give it a pronunciation, and then it'll say that instead of your short words. And I see I have an error in that configuration, so I need to go fix it. I put it in the challenge pronunciation instead of the oh, wait. No, that's correct. That's correct. It's the challenge pronunciation.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 135.05.
Contacting Winnipeg Center on 135.05. Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Winnipeg Center, citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good afternoon at flight level 430.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center identified. Good afternoon.
And there we go. And we still can shorten this by 1 even. I don't understand why that wraps and that one didn't. And I'm going to change it to the opposite engine throttle also. Engine throttle greater than 30 psi. Alright, everything's a one-liner now, I think. And we've already got takeoff up here. We might be able to fit after takeoff even. Like flight controls, free correct is fine. I don't need it to say, look at the indicators. And actually I could say flight controls slash ECAS, free and correct. Okay, and then flap slats. I'm just gonna say set takeoff. Actually, let's just say takeoff. There's no point in saying set. Speed brakes. Stowed. IRS aligned. Okay, now we're getting into the anti-ice stuff. Some of it, there's an as required here. Okay, so there's an anti-ice check before taxi. I guess that's okay, because you may or may not want to taxi out with it on. Okay, and then we get into taxi. Taxi looks pretty good. Taxi lights on. Let's see. Before start, we get nav lights on. Okay, and then we're starting engines. We want to get the beacon on, if we're not already. And somehow it is not, so let's add it. Okay, so now I've got, as part of starting engines, push and start clearance, beacon, then you start right engine, left engine, do the pressure check. I assume that's checking for leaks. That comes on. You could optionally do a cross bleed start, but if you're using your APU, you don't really need to do that. I don't know if I even want that in here. I kind of do, just in case. It's part of the original checklist. So. Okay, and then before taxi, we do control surface check, speed brake, make sure ISR. IRS align should really be pre-push. It's really hard to think through the details of these flows. And make sure you've got everything where it needs to be and in a logical place. And I don't always like the official one either. I'm definitely changing stuff. Okay, we're gonna have to switch here to get our descent going. That's looking pretty good. We got still got two places where the lines are, three places where the lines are too long and flowing over. Just pushing our cross bleed start across the page. So we need to deal with those. I don't know why it does that. They're shorter. There are things that are longer, but the shorter ones get pushed over. Weird. Maybe I need a non-breakable white space. Winnipeg Center, Citation 0 Delta X-ray. Would like to go ahead and start our descent now.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray. At your discretion descend flight level 300.
Descending flight level 300 at our discretion. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, one thing I want to do here, we're going pretty fast, so what I'm going to do is change our cruise. to something a little less adjacent to the barber pole, and then vertical speed. I want to start just 1,000 foot per minute descent here. We've got our VNAV armed, VPath armed, so it'll pick it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just left our cruising altitude and are now on our way down to Churchill Airport. Please return to your seats, stow those tables like they owe you money, and fasten those seatbelts tighter than our captain's grip on the controls. And just a heads up, the lavatories are now off limits, so if you were planning a last-minute visit, you might want to rethink your life choices. Let's hope our captain remembers how to land this thing without turning it into a roller coaster ride.
Okay, those kind of funny ones, but repeating it, it's a little old. And since we're sitting here looking at the checklist, let's say windshield heat on.
Turning on the windshield heat.
Window vent closed.
Closing the window vent now.
So that's these knobs here. This one should probably actually be opened at some point. I guess, I don't know. Okay, so we dialed the rate down to 500 feet per minute. We go easy on the ears.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, contact Winnipeg Center on 134.6.
Co-pilot will
Winnipeg
handle.
Center on 134.6. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, it doesn't look like we're going to need anti-ice.
Winnipeg Center, Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Good afternoon, flight level 400 for flight level 300.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray, Winnipeg Center identified. Good afternoon.
Oh, we had a co-pilot. Passenger safety on.
Turning on passenger safety signs now.
I know that's more work than just flicking the switch, but the point is to get in practice so that I can use it when I need to do it and my hands are busy.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, descend and maintain flight level 220.
Descend and maintain flight level 220. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Alright, let's get our airport data in. Arrival airport. View current weather. 25 and 33. We're definitely going to want 33. Winds at 340 at 14. I'll give us a nice little headwind. Altimeter 30. 3002. We have information Lima. Alright, now we go, I think, to landing perf. 3, 4, 0, and 14 was -3. Flaps 35, anti-ice off, we think. 2,600 feet, headwind of 8, crosswind of 11. What? Alright, we are on the glide path. We are descending at 2,600 feet per minute. I upped that descent speed a lot to shorten the time. Actually might want to change that in my future plans. Wonder if there's a yeah, there's not. It's just there. Maybe it'll remember it.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, descend and maintain altitude 14,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, pressurization. Delta is falling, level is falling. That's looking good. Still gonna figure out if we need any anti-ice. Like the slat stabilizers engine. Waiting for 18,000. I don't know how real pilots do it, but if I'm transitioning out of the flight levels, I go ahead and set my altimeter. If I'm transitioning into them, like I don't wait till 18,000 feet. As soon as I'm cleared to a flight level, I just set it while I'm in the climb. You have to remember to change it if you get told something else, but I just set it to whatever I'm cleared to. If I'm cleared to an altitude, I'll set the altimeter. If I'm cleared to a flight level, I go to standard.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, descend and maintain altitude 6,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, we're been assigned parking 44, wherever that is. I don't know how you're supposed to find these things. Like, where do people get this information from? We're gonna be landing 33 though, so we're gonna need to go all the way down to the end. We're probably gonna park in here somewhere. I don't know how there's 44 parking spaces in this itty bitty airport, but let's see. Sometimes you can find some charts here. Not really. Still on information Lima.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, turn right heading 105 vectors for the ILS runway 33 approach.
Right heading 105 vectors for the ILS runway 33 approach. Citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, we're going to switch into VS mode. switch out of VNAV mode and into VS mode, I guess. I did learn that when they tell you to fly a heading, you should fly the heading given because they're already compensating for wind. So you shouldn't try to fly a track. Alright, we got Churchill Airport. No tower or anything, no, so I think we're just going to get dumped off on the ILS. Told to cancel IFR. Not seeing much in the way of weather, so let's go ahead and get weather off. Traffic terrain is on. We want to not hit anything. We hope. We have BOR 1 up. Preview that.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, turn left heading 080.
Left heading 080, citation 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, I have comms.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to turn off those electronic devices and stow them away like they owe you money. Please put your tray tables away
Bolts
and
are
your
good.
seats in the full
APU start.
upright position, because we're about to land in Churchill, where the weather is as unpredictable as our captain's flying skills. Make sure your seat belts are fastened tighter than Dark Star's grip on the controls. Our assigned parking is stand parking 44, so let's hope he remembers how to park this thing without turning it into a game of bumper cars. Thank you for flying with airplanes or just flying buses.
Correct. Altimeter set, landing lights, taxi lights are on, APU has started, anti-switches as required for now unless we see ice come on, and we'll deal with that. Landing data is loaded, avionics are set. Let's go to 200 radio minimums. Seatbelt signs are on. Exterior lights are set. Fuel crossfeed is off.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, descend and maintain altitude 3,000 feet. Citation 0 Delta X-ray, descend and maintain altitude 3,000 feet, turn left heading 030, speed below 230 knots.
Descend and maintain altitude 3,000 feet, turn left heading 030, speed below 230 knots, 0 Delta X-ray. Oh, that's hard to remember all that. 030. And then for speed, we're gonna go, I guess, manual. Stay a little faster for now. Send and maintain 3,000. Autopilot's ready to go. Alright, we have icing indicated. Set anti-ice on.
Turning on the anti-ice system now.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, turn left heading 345.
Turn left heading 345, 0 Delta X-ray. Why
Citation 0
345?
Delta X-ray, 18 miles from Dead Sea, turn left heading 360, descend and maintain altitude 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 33 approach.
Turn left heading 360, descend and maintain 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 33 approach, 0 Delta X-ray. Okay, this is not a good heading though. We're gonna go that way, and then we're gonna go down to 2,000 feet, maybe. That's way lower than we should be at this point. You know what I'm actually gonna do? Fuel level low. Okay. We're gonna go direct Pusic, blah 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 nav. And we're actually gonna hold this altitude. Low fuel, that's okay. We're not that low. Alright, seatbelt, shoulders, harnesses, dividers, all secured. Passenger advisory lights are on, pressurization's looking good. Engine sync off.
Engine sync is now off.
Okay. Going flaps, slats, or whatever anyway. Flaps 5. Alright, speed brakes are retracted, ECAS is okay, as expected. V-speeds are in. We're just looking for flaps, landing gear, and VREF. Or V-approach first, I guess. Approach armed. Glide path is armed. Okay, going flaps 15. Gear down. Right, 3 greens on the gear. Flaps full. Probably a little early on that. But that gives us plenty of time to slow down.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, radar services terminated. Churchill Airport at your 12 o'clock, 7 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR, report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. Take care.
Winnipeg Center, Citation 750 Delta X-ray. Please cancel IFR.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
The easiest way to do this is to go nav tune next 1200. Okay. Thank goodness for autopilot, right? My radio dialing thingy doesn't work very well for that one. Alright, approach is looking good. Uh-oh. Train's flapping on me. Okay, autopilot off. So the way I've always had it described to me is you want basically the numbers to not move on the windscreen from where they are. My visual system doesn't work that way, so I find that really hard to figure out. I feel like I'm doing a lot of lean into the left. See, we got a little wind from the right and a really nice headwind. That is good. All right, auto throttle off. The rudder a little bit. Nose down. Oh man. Okay. Got a nice reverser. I forgot we have to go all the way down. Ugh. Okay, let's go. Flaps up. Spoilers retracted. Getting ready to make a note here on checklist items. Because I want to nail down kind of a before taxi in check. And so far I have landing lights, strobe lights, taxi lights on.
Approaching runway 15.
You know, I forgot we should have been talking to local traffic. Churchill traffic, citation 750 Delta X-ray is clear runway 33, taxiing to general aviation parking 44. Okay. So landing lights off, taxi lights on, and then strobe off. So that comes like that, and I should be able to also say, set strobe off.
Strobe off.
There we go. So one thing we could do is we could get APU bleeds on, and we could get APU generator on, I think. Okay, do we need to do anything else? Flaps, we didn't say that. Flaps, spoilers. I think everything else is okay. Okay, I think that plane is in our spot. I don't know if it'll disappear as we get closer. Sometimes they do. But we're bigger than it is, so. You gonna give the cut sign? Oh well. Okay, parking brake is set. Anti-ice systems all off. Oh, that's another thing we could do here. We could do anti-ice off, or as required. Thrust reversers cut off. I don't know what that means, but let's do that. IRS off. Standby caged. Standby power off. ECAS power off. And we want to radio SkyOps. SkyOps, we've arrived and the mission is completed.
VIP transfer complete. Great work. Client impressed. Stand by for next task.
Oh, we also need to open the doors. Chalk. Could do ground power if we wanted. And we can go to external power and we can shut this off and that and stop the APU. Emergency lighting off. Beacon off. Engines are shut down now. Nav would stay on until the end. And then we can leave avionics on or off or whatever. The generators can stay on, and that's it. Set cabin lights bright.
Cabin lights bright.
Set entry lights on.
Cabin entry lights on.
That should be on. Oops, I meant to pop out. Install instrument covers.
Installing instrument covers now.
Install engine covers.
Install engine covers, check.
Oh yeah, there's a that other plane there. I'm like, where? What? Wait, what? What is that? Close luggage compartment. I don't know if we'll be able to see it.
Closing the luggage compartment now.
There it goes. Blink. Well, we made it. Isn't there some way to remove other traffic or something? That may be static or something on the airport. I don't know. We'll have to get a weird picture like this one or something so it doesn't show up so much. I don't know what to do. That's my parking space though. You're in my parking space. Alright, we will catch you later. Bye-bye.